I'm late.
No, you got here right on time.
No, I'm late.
It's the Late Show.
Sorry, I'm late.
You're too late.
The wizard is never late.
Can I help you? Yeah, I want to see the show.
But not to come late.
You are late.
Late, man. Always late, huh?
The hour grows late.
But is he already too late to save his friends?
You're late. I'm not paying for this.
You're too late.
And I'm like, dude, yeah, fine. Let's call it that. I would say yes, it lives up to the hype. What little hype I had for it was pretty damn good. All right, but yeah, this is John and Jake. We're Late to the Show podcast, where we watch movies that we haven't seen before. We just talk about movies we've seen for the first time that everyone else has fucking seen. It's not always both of us. Sometimes it's just one of us who happen to miss out on a huge fucking movie that everyone's seen and pretty much everyone loves. This week we're talking about Happy Gilmore. John, what the fuck?
That entire concept, of course, you will have realized by now if you've actually been listening to these in order.
This should be episode 9.
Yeah, this will be...
10? Yeah, because the
special Mortal Kombat episode we might number.
I did number it.
You numbered it. Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
8.
much for pretending like we've already got all these things up while we're recording.
The concepts are all up.
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be episode 10.
10, yeah. Shit.
Happy Gilmore for 10. 10 weeks.
10,
How about that?
10 episodes is Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, John, what the fuck? So why haven't you seen Happy Gilmore? I'm going to be aggressive on this one because I was really annoyed that you hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen most Adam Sandler movies, apparently.
I know. You missed out on all the good ones. He showed up just in time to shit on his new movies.
I watched Billy Madison.
All right.
I'm be honest, I like Billy Madison more than I liked Happy Gilmore.
Oh, well, okay. Well, so...
I liked Happy Gilmore, but I like fucking Happy Madison. I guarantee I will do that more than once today. I like Billy Madison more.
Really?
Yes.
That's so hard to believe. I love Happy Gilmore. Billy Madison's okay. In my eyes. That's how I see it.
I disagree.
So let's just get right into it.
To answer your question why I hadn't seen it.
That's what I was going to ask again.
Yes. I just hadn't. That's all. That's all I've got for you is I just hadn't seen it.
That's about how it is with most of these.
Exactly.
I just didn't.
I mean, other than Death of Superman Lives, where I hadn't even heard of it until you talked about it, so...
I just can't believe that someone who loves movies as much as you and likes comedy as much as you, or likes laughing.
Yes.
Like,
most people like laughing.
Exactly.
Fun fact.
Some don't.
Some don't, but most I think do.
Yeah, like... That one, it's seriously mind-boggling. I've had that on VHS, DVD, and probably Blu-ray at my parents' house. I've owned 3 versions of this movie, and I watch it on Netflix still.
Oh, let's. Speaking of, I just checked what movies are coming to and leaving Netflix.
Yeah.
April 1st, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and a couple other Adam Sandler movies are leaving Netflix.
Fuck.
So we definitely watched this at the right time because it was still there.
We got to squeeze Waterboy in also.
Maybe.
All right, so, I mean, don't even compare it to Billy Madison anymore. But what did you think of Happy Gilmore? Did you like it?
I liked it. I definitely thought it was funny. I didn't think it was quite as funny as I think everybody hyped it up to be. But I think
that's probably the problem because I was so shocked that you hadn't seen it that I think probably built it up subconsciously in your head, like, oh, this is gonna be fucking good.
Well, I mean. I kind of hear that a lot about a lot of comedies, and then I see them, I'm like, well, I mean, this wasn't as hysterical as everybody said it was going to be. Actually, me and my brother Nick talked about that because me and Molly recently rewatched The Hangover. I still really loved it and thought it was funny. And Nick didn't care for it, and it was mostly because it had gotten hyped up so much, and like everybody said all the jokes 100 million times, and he's just like, it was fine. Yeah. I didn't care for it. So.
A bunch of movies have been ruined for Nick like that. He doesn't like Anchorman either.
I know, that was the other one he brought up. He's like, it's that and Anchorman. But, I mean, I don't know. But no, for Happy Gilmore, I think it was more like I was expecting it to be so unbelievably funny. Mm-hmm. And it was funny, but I was not like, this is the greatest comedy I've ever seen. So, but it was for... I mean, I can definitely see why Adam Sandler named his production company half based on this movie. I mean, it's still really a good movie.
All right.
So,
were there some jokes you noticed in there, like you've heard in like just regular conversation out of context, that like made you go like, oh, that's what that's from?
I don't honestly think I have.
Oh yeah.
Weirdly enough, no, I don't think I don't think I noticed any jokes. One thing I did notice though while I was watching it, because of Adam Sandler movies, I have seen Little Nicky.
So you recognize Chubbs Peterson?
I did, but only because like the movie started, I'm like, hey, that's Carl Weathers, and then he said he was like, you know, when he was half-assedly kind of coaching that older woman to golf at the driving range, and I heard him just go, "It's all in the hips," and I'm like, I immediately for some reason thought of Little Nicky, and I'm like, was he in Little Nicky? And I looked it up, and yes, he was.
Same
obviously.
character and everything.
Same character, same actor.
Except in Little Nicky, he's a mambo teacher.
And well, and I was like, oh, so he dies at some point in this movie. Like I kind of like put that together. I'm like, well, he's gonna die later in this movie.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, the gator got him in the end.
Damn alligator bit my hand off. Oh my god.
That fucking fake hand.
Yeah, you could totally tell he's like holding a stick in that,
That
long
was
ass
the
forearm
that
sleeve.
was the best part too. The fucking sleeve was like way too long.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until I was like maybe 12. All of a sudden I was like, oh, wait a minute.
That was good. I did like that actually a lot.
When he smacked it off of his wrist and the truck ran it over.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Made of wood. Real sturdy.
Truck runs over, destroys the fucking thing. It's okay, Nick. It's okay, Happy. I got my hand back.
Takes his hands off the piano. The piano's still
Keep
playing. Oh man.
Also,
now I just want to keep quoting the movie, but that's not very progressive.
It's not, but I would like to also say that out of all the douchebags I've ever seen in any movie, I think Shooter McGavin is probably the biggest douchebag.
He's such a good villain character.
That he absolutely is.
He's got the perfect name, and Christopher McDonald's the perfect actor to play a bad guy.
Everything about him was just perfect.
I also don't know if you know this, but the guy who played Doug, the guy who runs the golf thing,
Okay.
he's the director of the movie.
Oh.
That's Dennis Dugan. He did like Billy Matt, or nope, I don't know if he did Billy Madison. He did Beverly Hills Ninja and stuff like that. He did a lot of those movies.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Did not know that.
Yeah.
That was another one of my favorite scenes, though, was when he was first discussing throwing Happy out, but then the PR lady like talks him into not doing that. In the background, like he's just on the TV, just swearing constantly, they
Cursing out Kevin Nealon.
just beating him up, just swearing, and like they bleep all of it out. It's just amazing.
Or when Shooter
Why did you want to
McGavin.
go to your home?
I always remember that scene because it's on the back of the VHS box. It's him bent down on the golf ball screaming at it. But I also like the part where Christopher McDonald's talking to him about getting Happy kicked off the tour, and they're walking on the cart path.
Yeah.
He says, I saw two fat naked bikers in the woods having sex off a hole 18. How am I supposed to chip with that going on? Still leave him in.
God. Oh, man.
Let's talk about how good I mean, the movie's obviously funny. I mean,
Yeah.
so, I mean, like, I have to say, I mean, I just rewatched it again, but sometimes when you look, other than Chubbs' hand, sometimes when you look at, like, a comedy movie or one that I, like, really love a lot, I tend to kind of forget about some of the technical issues, but I just rewatched it, and I mean, overall, the movie's really well put together. I mean, It has, like, the story flows well. There's no, like, weird cuts here and there. There's no, like, real shitty part of the movie, I can't say. I mean,
especially not from a technical aspect.
right, yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about.
I'll be honest, I was getting a little annoyed by the end every time he drove the ball and it would make that, like, blast off noise.
Oh, iconic. I love that
Like,
noise.
I get it. But by the end, I was like, okay, I get it. That's enough.
But see, you kind of have to do that, because if you just did it one time, it'd be like, what, did he only have power on that first swing? It's like...
I mean, yeah, they do it
it's a
later
motif,
when he,
you know?
I mean, yeah, they do it later when he gets hit by the car,
And then they take it away, and you could tell, oh, he's not strong anymore.
Yeah,
So it like works to that effect.
yeah, but I don't know. That's like a nitpick like thing just for me.
Right.
Like it didn't detract at all from the movie in any way, shape, or form. I was just like, okay, I understand. Thank you.
Speaking of that sound, how about the first time he does hit the golf ball and he starts pelting that house? You boys gonna pay for that? Ah!
He shouldn't have been standing there.
Do it again, double or nothing.
That's the woman.
Oops. Maybe we should go back inside. Did you recognize the big fat white guy, by the way?
No.
That's Will Sasso.
You know what? As soon as you said, "Did you recognize him?" my mind went to Will Sasso, but then I'm like, nah, probably not. So then I didn't know that.
Will Sasso was also in Beverly Hills Ninja.
Was he?
Do you want to know who he played?
Who did he play?
Try and guess real quick.
I can't. Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen Beverly Hills Ninja.
Chet Walters, ink specialist.
I don't remember.
He's the guy who laughs. He has the mustache. When Haru has to put on the fake mustache and suit and go with them, and he's trying to like fake make these dollars.
Okay. I don't.
Oh, you really don't remember?
It's
that
been
scene?
a long time since I've seen Beverly Hills Ninja. But again, actually, speaking of rewatching the Mortal Kombat episode, we talked about the guy who played Liu Kang is in Beverly Hills Ninja. The only other movie I know him from.
That might be the only 2 movies he's done.
He did 3. He was in the second Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, he was?
Yes, he was.
Well, I'll find out soon enough.
I'll
find
sorry.
out sometime this week.
Yeah, I am so sorry again that you have to watch that movie, even after I promised you that you wouldn't have to. Irrelevant, though. Happy Gilmore.
Also, did you notice that Ben Stiller was in that movie?
No, that was Ben Stiller? Yeah, of course I noticed that was Ben
I didn't notice when I was younger, though. I didn't notice until I was like 10. I was like, dude, that's Ben Stiller.
As soon as he walked in, I'm like, hey, Ben Stiller.
I watched that movie so many times before I noticed it was Ben Stiller, though.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
He played a good asshole.
Yeah, he was a good asshole. I was kind of hoping he'd have some comeuppance, but
He does. There's deleted scenes, and it gets played if the movie's on ABC Family for whatever fucking reason, or FX.
Okay.
They do add in deleted scenes where Happy's getting Grandma out of the nursing home, and he walks over to Ben Stiller, the orderly, and he says, "Hey, man, I just want to talk to you about something. You know, my grandma's been telling me about all the stuff you've been doing, and I really want to beat the shit out of you right now." And then Ben Stiller's like, look, this is something we need to talk about. And it's something that's pretty hard for a lot of families, but Grandma's senile. And he starts like just going into this like, yeah, we're going to have to work it out, all right? I mean, it's going to be a big process, but I'm ready to roll my sleeves up and help Grandma out and help you out. And like Happy's just kind of going along with it. Then just cut to he gets thrown out of the second story window. So that's how that ends.
All right, okay.
I don't know why they play that on TV. Well, they probably cut it out for time, but...
The movie was an hour and a half. There was plenty of time to work with.
Yeah, but for comedies, you don't get long comedies.
For a comedy, an extra 5-minute scene isn't going to break the bank at that point.
Well, I mean, it also goes into what's necessary.
I mean...
It's not necessary for the movie.
No, that's true.
I mean,
But they could have left it in.
It's weird seeing that after you've watched the movie for 10 years.
Oh,
10 plus years. And then all of a sudden you just see that on ABC Family. You're like, what? Did they just like film this yesterday? Why is this on here now?
They're like, you know what? Let's wrap up the orderly story.
I think ABC Family does shit like that. So when they cut out like certain scenes where there's a lot of swear words, they can add that in to make time for themselves.
Yeah.
Probably something like that.
Probably. Oh, your fingers hurt? Well, now your back's about to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty.
Anybody else's fingers hurt?
I didn't think so.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up. Now you would go to sleep, or I'll put you to sleep. I think I've actually said that to my grandma.
Nice.
Moving along. She doesn't call anymore.
I can't imagine why.
My $20 birthday checks went down to $5.
Oops.
I mean, I say this movie still fits perfectly fine outside of the time it was made. I mean, if we learned anything from like Mortal Kombat, it's like if something's made in a certain era, it can definitely feel like that era.
Yes.
And I mean, some of the outfits, yeah, it's pretty
But
90s looking, like Virginia Bennett's clothes and
Yeah.
Shooter McGavin's outfits and shit.
Well, I was gonna say that the golfers though, like that's just a golf outfit.
Yeah, for the most part. But
So-
like I was thinking about like the suit he wears when he does like the announcement for the like tournament.
Yeah.
Where you first meet him and stuff. Where it's like that super baggy suit with the big ass shoulders.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, this movie kind of fits in still anywhere.
Yeah. And obviously I think a good movie, it doesn't, that sort of thing, you know, it's a timeless thing, so it'll just work whenever.
Right.
Like,
I just realized we're going through this quick. It's only been 16 minutes.
yeah, we have been going through this real quick.
Shit, we gotta stretch it out.
Again, we're out of practice, so we've got to, you know, so we
And
haven't.
I was a little excited.
You were very excited. You were, let's be honest, you were real excited for the Big Lebowski one. But I remember when we recorded that one, I felt like that one was real low energy.
Well, this is very dude-esque.
That it was. And I'm going to get around to editing it at some point.
Sometime this week,
But,
hopefully.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Stay tuned, folks. Don't be late.
Yeah. However, no, I didn't ask you. When was, you know, that was a question we used to ask, is when was the first time you ever saw this movie, and who introduced you to it?
My parents, they had it on VHS and stuff, like I said. And that was definitely a movie where I just watch it all the way through, hit the credits, rewind it, and then probably watch it again.
Yeah.
So that's why I love it so much. It's definitely one of those movies I just flick to if it's on television, no matter what part it's in. Did I just say television?
You did just say television.
Ugh.
You also said flicked to instead of flipped to.
Yeah, I did. But yeah,
We can rewind the tape.
we'll flick back to that spot.
Yeah.
I probably saw the movie, 3 maybe?
Wow, that's
Well, what year did it come out?
90 something.
97 maybe?
I don't remember.
Unprepared as always, 96. So
96.
a year after I was born.
A year after Mortal Kombat came out.
Whoa. 7 out of 10 on IMDb, 61% on Rotten Tomatoes. That might be the best score Adam Sandler's gotten in a while.
Ooh, there we go. I'm gonna pull up Rotten Tomatoes and see if I can't
Get a
all
ranking
of-
system
yeah.
on all of his movies. I bet like ones he's just acted in as opposed to like ones his company's made are probably higher.
Probably like Punch Drunk Love is probably higher.
I heard
up.
that one's like
I've also not seen that one.
an audience favorite. I've seen parts of it, but yeah, so 96. You know, I've probably been watching it since like 1998, so good 21 years.
There you go. All right. So for Adam Sandler, ooh, this just kind of goes in order, not in rating order, of course, just in regular old.
Chronological.
Thank you. Couldn't think of the word.
Gotcha, boy.
His highest rated movie at 93%. The Meyerowitz Stories, new and selected from 2017.
Yeah, that's a Netflix movie where Dustin Hoffman is the dad. Ben Stiller and him are brothers, and there's some other people in it.
Not heard of it till just now. Lowest rated at 0%. Would you like to take a guess?
Bucky Larson?
No.
Oh. I know he's not in that, but his company made it.
This is just Adam Sandler. Like anything that he is in.
Like
This is
starred in, acted in.
Acted in.
Okay. 0% Rotten Tomatoes, ridiculous 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I was going to say probably Jack and Jill. Sandy Wexler's at 27. The Do-Overs at 10. Hotel Transylvania 2 is at 55, which is lower than Hotel Transylvania 3. Now, would you like to guess what percentage Adam Sandler, 100% fresh, his stand-up special on Netflix, what that's sitting at?
It's going to be like 80%. Above 80.
What? Give me a number.
Well, fuck. 87.
Very close, 89.
Damn it. Yeah, that was a really good special. Have you seen it?
I have not still.
Oh, you should watch it. It's really good. A lot of good parts in there.
I forgot there was that documentary about Chris Farley's life. I am Chris Farley.
Was he actually in it, though?
Well, I mean, it's a doc, so they interviewed him, I think.
Yeah, but I didn't remember any interviews with him.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
I need to watch that shit still.
Yeah, it was good. It came out on Spike originally, so whatever company owns Spike, you can probably find that streaming.
Good call, by the way, on Bucky Larson. It's also sitting at 0%.
I knew that because Nick Swartzen talks about it.
Was he proud of that one? Or?
Yeah, he is still proud of it. I mean, and also to say no one likes that movie, I mean, a lot of big name actors were in it too. So
Yeah, I mean, but a bunch of big name actors were in movie 47, and I think most of them didn't like that movie.
47?
No, movie 47.
I don't know what that is.
It's like an anthology movie with like little skits that apparently is just awful. Like at the premiere, I read somewhere, and again I might be incorrect, that Sean William Scott was the only person who showed up to the premiere of the movie.
Oh.
Who was in the movie?
Oh, I remember that movie now vaguely. I remember seeing it at Family Video or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's difficult. I mean, so Nick Swartzen has said that all the other co-stars of Bucky Larson enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's silly.
it's just it's an easy target for a lot of people to make fun of. I haven't seen it,
Me neither.
so I'm curious. Hearing him talk about it made me want to watch it more because it like really bummed him out when it got 0% fresh.
Yeah.
Because that was when him and Sandler wrote, and he was like fully in charge of it, and he was the main character of it.
Yeah.
And people like his big thing was like people were telling him to die and go fuck himself because
Yes,
he
you
made
don't
the
do
movie.
that. That if you're listening to this and you are about to do that to anybody, don't. Nobody deserves that. But say, hey,
Well,
I
some
didn't.
people deserve it, but not nice people like Nicky Swartzen.
I think most people who that ends up getting targeted towards don't really deserve it.
Probably. The people who do deserve it always never get that shit.
Or they do and they ignore it because
They don't give a
they
shit.
don't care at all. But anyways, shit, I don't even know what track we were on a moment ago.
Well, we were talking about Rotten Tomatoes and Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, right. No, I just saw it. Happy Gilmore's at 61, and Billy Madison's at 45%. Mm-hmm. I like Billy Madison more than Happy Gilmore.
Well, see, now you're wrong. Now you know that. Now it's been scientifically proven.
No, I'm just one of the 45% of movie reviewers who have given it a more than 50% on whatever my score rating is.
Where was Waterboy at? Can you look that up again real quick? I'm curious.
I think it was in the 30s.
Really? God,
Waterboy, 35.
that's a fucking bummer. Where's Little Nicky at?
I didn't see. 22.
Really?
Joe Dirt's at 11. I know he wasn't in it, but
What about Mr. Deeds?
22.
How about Animal? The Animal.
30.
That's a Rob Schneider movie. But you know how Rob Schneider... No, you wouldn't fucking know. God damn it.
What?
Rob Schneider occasionally appears as the Cajun guy says, "Yes, you can do it!"
Yeah, I do. I knew that.
Okay, yeah.
He's in Little Nicky.
That's right.
You
Well,
can
he's-
do it, Ozzy. Bite this freaking head off.
He's mostly in The Waterboy. That's where that character started from.
Gotcha.
In the movie The Animal, Rob Schneider's the main character, but Adam Sandler is that character in the movie.
Nice.
He randomly appears towards the very end of the movie, along with Norm Macdonald.
Big Daddy's at 40%.
Okay, what about Mr. Deeds?
Well, we did that already, but 22.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
Shit.
8 Crazy Nights, 12.
That's better than 12.
51st Dates, 45.
I like 51st Dates.
Spanglish, 53.
That's not bad.
Longest Yard, 31.
Okay.
Grandma's Boy, 16.
He wasn't in that one. He did write that one, though. That was actually how he met Nick Swartzen. He brought him along to pretty much rewrite that movie to give it an R rating because it was originally PG-13.
You Don't Mess with the Zohan, 37.
Really? Yeah. I'm surprised that one got that high.
Yeah, same here.
That one beat Waterboy.
Apparently.
Go fuck yourself.
You Don't Mess... The only good part of You Don't Mess with the Zohan was, like, the opening scene where he was, like... and there's, like,
Takes apart that pistol.
Yeah, when he's, like, faced away, and then it just cuts and he's faced back. Like, it's not a cut, but, like, in a frame, he's turned around.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny. But, I saw on there, because apparently he was executive producer on Master of Disguise. Would you like...
Was he really?
Apparently.
I guess because it's a Saturday Night Live movie.
Yeah, would you like to know what percentage that's at on Rotten Tomatoes?
3?
That's generous, apparently. Got a 1. And that disappoints me because, again, loved that movie as a child, and I don't want to watch it again.
Don't. It's bad. It's pretty rough. I laughed when I was a kid too, and then it was definitely a movie to quote at school as a elementary school person. It's horrible to watch now.
I'm not turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
It's unwatchable now.
And that's why I don't want to watch it. But to be fair, I'm making you watch MK Annihilation. Maybe we'll end up watching this for this podcast.
Well, see, I never saw that one as a kid, so you're not breaking down any walls.
Well,
Or you're not breaking down any structure that I have in my head for it.
again, rewatching MK, they're re-listening to the MK podcast we did. You weren't super on board for the MK movie, but like you seemed to be fine with it. Like it was just like okay. I'll be amazed if you want to continue to do this podcast after we watch MK Annihilation.
Well, Nick likes it. Does he?
I think so, and I don't know why.
Probably for the Raiden.
It happens.
Yeah, I'm down for that. That makes
You
sense.
said that in the
I know I said it, because I am down for it. Anything's better than K. Christopher Lambert. Or Lambert. I'm going to start calling him Lambert, because I think it's Lambert.
I don't know. But that's a discussion for Sunday when we record the MK Annihilation one. Back to Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Holy shit, it was written by Judd Apatow also.
Huh, interesting.
Tim Herlihy. Who's that guy?
Oh, one thing that was weird to me, and it really shouldn't have been, was that at the beginning, I'm so used to Adam Sandler movies having the Happy Madison productions at the top. Mm-hmm. It was weird not seeing that on this one.
Yeah, that's a good point. How'd you like the opening with like the old like Super 8 family
I like
video?
that. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom went to Egypt where there's not a hockey team.
Within 80 miles. I also want to know who was recording some of those. Yeah. I also like how sometimes there's like a cut in the film. Yeah. Like when Happy like smacks the puck and it hits his dad in the forehead, it just randomly cuts to like make the scene.
Instead of it panning over like it would.
But it works.
It works.
You know what, also? In the scene where the mom does walk by and he's like saying, and my mom moved to Egypt, I think, and I'm not 100% sure, I just noticed this yesterday, I think it's Adam Sandler who's playing his mom. Because when I was looking at it closely, it looked like Adam Sandler in a wig.
I mean, it's on Netflix. We can look it up. But, I liked his 2 records that he's holding most time in the penalty box. And for being the only person to attempt to stab somebody with a skate.
He says it twice in the movie.
I know.
He says it once to impress, what's her name? Judy Bowen.
Yeah.
Julie Bowen.
Yeah.
That's her name. Mom from Modern Family. How about that?
I just heard that today, too. I was mentioning at work that I'd just seen Happy Gilmore for the first time yesterday. And they're like, wow, really? I'm like, yes. Why are you people surprised?
Everyone's surprised, John. They're a bunch. Well, they're probably not a bunch of people who just scrolled upon this podcast, but just seeing from the concept of the podcast and seeing that we're doing Happy Gilmore, some of them are pissed off. Like, why are they doing Happy Gilmore? Who hasn't seen it until now?
Okay, but so.
Well, I just want you to know
Me,
that.
I haven't seen it until now. I also hadn't seen Big Lebowski before this either, so.
I honestly consider Happy Gilmore more of a crime. I'd say more people have seen Happy Gilmore than I've seen Big Lebowski.
Well, yeah.
And I don't know how to prove that, but I feel like that's true.
If you're listening to this, tweet at us which one you saw first.
We're taking callers.
Yes.
God damn it. Where am I at?
You were going to go to Netflix, I think, to...
I could probably
see
just find
or you just Google
YouTube.
it. I was going to say, or you could just Google it. I don't know. Google it.
Got him. Brad Gray. How about that?
I don't know who that is.
He was Gary Shandling's agent before Gary Shandling died, and then Gary Shandling sued him for $10 million or $80 million.
What for?
He sued him for $100 million, but I think he settled for something lower. Because Brad Gray was like giving certain jobs to other people who he was representing instead of Gary. So Gary believed he was being misrepresented, and they were really close friends too. Okay.
Ever since I was old, skater. But that didn't stop my dad from teaching me the secret of smacking the greatest slap shot.
There. Perfect cut to a second angle.
Mom did.
All right, pause.
My dad worshipped hockey. My mom didn't. That's why she moved to Egypt, where there's not a hockey rink within 1,500 miles.
I'm fairly certain that's Adam Sandler.
It might be. I mean,
Same shaped head.
Very old lad, Tasmanian devil. He wasn't the biggest guy in the league, but he feared nobody, just like me. Handsome fella, huh? He always said that when I grew up, I could be anything I wanted to be, but I never wanted to be anything but a hockey player.
is that the guy who plays his boss too? Who's playing his dad there?
What surprises?
Plays his boss.
The boss
Oh,
that
Mr.
he
Larson?
that he shoots
No.
the nail. No.
That's not Mr.
All
Larson.
right.
If it was Mr. Larson, he'd be like engulfing that chair. That dude's huge.
All right. Well.
It's just he has a mustache, I think.
I was kind of nervous since I really didn't know her that well.
I also like Grandma. So let's see. I mean, I know it's kind of always hard to do this when you're being put on the spot. What were some of your like favorite parts of the movie?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I really liked the scene where he was on the TV in the background, swearing, freaking out, beating up Kevin Nealon.
Yeah.
When he's yelling at the golf balls, like, "Why didn't you just go home? Don't you want to go home? Answer me!" That was pretty great. Honestly, I just liked every scene Carl Weathers was in. I wish he was in it a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. I feel that way too. You're attractive. I'm not. When he goes back to him to learn how to putt.
Those things all may be true, but or whatever he's.
As long as you're willing to admit that.
That's right.
I was wrong. You were right. You're attractive. You're better looking than me. Or you're more attractive. I'm not very good looking.
That's
all right. As long as you're ready to admit that.
I mean, obviously the fight with Bob Barker.
Oh yeah, that's a great scene.
Price is wrong, bitch. That was pretty great.
I like as Bob Barker walks away, he's just shadow boxing too.
Yeah.
Throwing a few more punches because he's amped up. What'd you think about the Jackass scene? So the montage, the Jackass montage.
Oh, where the guy kept calling him a jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
And then later comes back and hits him in the Volkswagen. Gets out of the car and he's on fire. Jackass!
I don't know, man. There's a lot of good individual. I mean, also the scene with Ben Stiller where he's like, "Well, you just pulled landscaping, dude." Like,
Yeah.
that was good.
I like how every time someone asks him about his girlfriend or he brings it
Oh,
up,
yeah,
he
it's-
skills her off.
Oh, what happened to that nice girlfriend of yours? Oh, she died in a horrific car accident. Just completely nonchalant.
Hey, I don't have a girlfriend, you know. Oh, really? Yeah, she fell off a cliff and died on impact. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
What about the Mista lady? When he's taking his grandma on that car
Yeah,
tour of
it's
the nursing home.
Eat this and go away.
Eat that! Leave us alone! And then he
You
drops
just killed the
air conditioner
Mr.
on her.
lady.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a quotable movie. It's just hadn't seen it before now.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm getting used to it now.
Yeah. We're 10 episodes into this shit, man. I don't know why you're surprised.
This one's different.
I suppose, you know what? I guess equivalently for me, I would be surprised if you had never seen Tommy Boy.
Yeah, that's basically what it is to me.
Like, okay, I guess I get that feeling. I work with somebody who's never seen Tommy Boy.
Kate hadn't seen Tommy Boy before she met me.
And you corrected that, right?
Correct.
Good.
We've done this a few times. Me and Kate have. I had to show her Beverly Hills Ninja. I had to show her this movie. I had to show her many an Adam Sandler movie. We'll get there, John.
Yeah, I was going to say, it
Don't
looks
worry.
like we're doing that on this too.
We've
So.
got more movies to get through. Let's talk about maybe all the fucking other cameos in it. Like some of the maybe more hidden ones. Not even hidden, but some of them that kind of snuck up on me since I've been watching this since I was fucking 3 years old. And then when I was older and started knowing some of these other actors, I rewatched the movie and it's like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah. Like, who were you thinking? Because literally,
Well-
I think I've thought of everybody I could think of.
Okay, so we got Ben Stiller,
Yep.
Will Sasso,
Yep.
Kevin Nealon, he's in it.
Briefly, but
Yeah, he comes back later in it too.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker, Robert Smigel's in it. Do you know who Triumph the Puppy Dog is?
Yes.
Okay, he's
I
the
thought
voice
it was-
of Triumph.
I thought it was Triumph the Wonder Dog.
No, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog is really what his name
Fuck
is.
am I thinking? Anyways, yeah. Well, you called him the puppy dog, and I don't think that was...
Because that's what Eminem calls him in a song, Ass Like That.
Gotcha.
And, so Robert Smigel, he does the voice of Triumph,
Okay.
the dog. He's the tax collector who
yeah.
is getting the money from taking
I'm
out
not
grandma's
taking
stuff.
it. The IRS is taking it.
I'm not taking it back to my place, so don't get that idea. Now you're really gonna hate me. I have to take the house too.
I don't hate you.
He hates me. Fucking Carl Weathers, big one.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily call that a cameo, though.
I think I would because he's a really big actor at that point.
Yeah, no,
It's
he's
not
a big
cameo.
actor. He's a small supporting role.
Right.
It's like he's not in it enough to call it a really, really supporting role. Though, I mean, well,
He's a big motivation for the end of the movie.
He's
though.
probably in about maybe 20 minutes of the movie. So
He's the only reason Happy knows how to do any of the shit he can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Beside raw talent.
yeah.
Fuck. I'm still trying to think. I know there's more. I can't think of any more though.
Adam Sandler was in this one.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Who did he play?
I think he played Bob Barker.
Oh, that was lame.
I don't know. I didn't know where I was going with that.
All right. What else can we talk about for this movie?
I mean, social relevance there then and now. I mean, I remember people talking about Happy Gilmore when I was in like high school and shit. But
Probably talking about it since you were a little kid.
yeah, but I remember it from.
You know what's crazy to me? You've existed in the world before this movie came out.
Yep.
I mean, I did,
finally
but I
saw
was
it
only one.
yesterday. Well, no, but I pretty distinctly remember like in a fucking. They had a golf unit or some shit in gym, you know, as you do.
Right.
And some kid did like the Happy Gilmore like wind up swing. It's like that's what he does in Happy Gilmore. I'm like, oh, okay.
I haven't seen it.
I'm like,
And then they were surprised as shit.
yeah,
then.
pretty much. I'm like, I haven't seen it. They're like, what? You haven't seen Happy Gilmore? No. Finally did. I've been out of high school for 9 years.
Yeah, so that's what I was kind of talking about earlier when I said this really isn't like locked into the era that it was made in.
No.
I mean, there are certain things where you can tell it's from that era. You see a boxy TV in the background. Everything's small screened.
Yeah.
No one... No, there is a cell phone. Shooter McGavin has one when he calls... I don't remember what the guy's name is.
The
The Red Lobster guy.
Yeah. I'll be at the Red Lobster if you change your mind.
God bless. So he has a cell phone, but it's one of those classic ones where you have to pull the antenna out, flip the bottom piece open.
Oh yeah, the whole
Big old blocky phone.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Subway endorsement.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore has been touching kids before it was cool.
Jesus Christ.
No. He just has videos on his computer.
Fucking hell.
It's Happy Gilmore. It's not Adam Sandler.
That just reminds me of a fucking John Mulaney joke. I was watching this episode of CIA, and Dean Cain played a rapist. He's like, and Dean Cain was a rapist on the show.
Who's Dean Cain?
He was Superman in some Superman TV show. I don't know.
Oh, okay. The Adventures of Superman and Lois Lane, probably.
Yeah, I think that one.
Okay. What'd you think of the Subway commercial that Happy does?
Oh, I was just about to say, that's what I call a hole-in-one.
I do that sometimes if like Nick's taking a big bite of a sandwich. I'll say, talk about a hole in one. See if I can make him choke on it.
Has Nick seen this movie?
Yeah.
How the hell is Nick? Wait, my brother Nick?
Yes, your brother Nick.
Okay. Really? Interesting. Actually, no, that makes sense.
What did you think about the end shot
The one with
where the tower's
Show.
falling over and he
oh,
smacks it into the? And
I
he
mean,
manages to actually get it in.
I was
from where he's at.
all I was thinking was at the end he was going to have to sing some miraculous shot, and of course he was going to make it. So I'm like, I didn't exactly know how they were going to go about it, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, that works. That's fine with me.
Just because it mimics the exact way he finally beat that putt at that one mini putt place.
You laughing now, clown? I like when,
Come with me. Come on, you stupid clown.
I like when Chubbs showed up from heaven and he's got the alligator and Abraham Lincoln with him for some reason.
I have no idea why, but for some reason when I was a little kid, when I saw Abraham Lincoln standing there, I was like, oh, that's Happy Gilmore's dad. I don't know why. I was like, well, his dad's wearing a top hat? Which is really weird because does Abraham Lincoln even have a mustache with his beard? He has a mustacheless beard, right? And his dad had a mustache and no beard.
But to be fair, Chubbs had no hand. So
Did he?
no.
Oh, I was thinking like in the cloud.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he's
No, in
waving
the
high
cloud
Happy.
he's got his hand, but in life he had no hand.
Correct.
But he did have that gator's eye.
Tore one of that bastard's eyes out. You're pretty sick, Chubbs.
That alligator took your heads or your hand, so I brought you its head.
Oh, how about the one guy who could keep shaking his head like he knows? That's a pro golfer. I can't remember his name. I think it's Chi-Chi or something was his real name.
Yeah.
He was a famous pro golfer from that time. Or, okay, how about the joke that they keep doing where Shooter McGavin keeps saying stupid shit and Happy Gilmore just makes fun of him for saying what he says.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No. The hell with that. I'm playing for Chubbs. Yeah, Grizzly Adams had a beard. Grizzly Adams did have a beard. There was another one,
man.
too. Oh, stay out of my way. Listen to what I say. Hey, how about I just go eat some hay? I can make things out of clay and lay by the bay. I just may. What do you say? This podcast is mostly just us quoting the movie.
That's fine. Because actually, what was weird about that was I'm like, that was a really weird line that he rhymed it on. And it's like, oh, that was okay.
Happy noticed it was weird also.
Yeah, okay. I was really glad that happened. I'm like, okay. So I didn't just write that line and not think about it afterwards.
I also like when he says, I'm going to beat your ass on the golf course. And he says, oh, I'd like to see you try it. He cracks that bottle. Yeah. He goes to fight him. Or he said, or I'm going to shut your trap before I put my foot in it. And he just goes, well, I'd like to see you try. And then he cracks the bottle. Whoa, I meant on the golf course. What are you doing? What's going on? I was just looking for the other half of this bottle. There's a piece. There's some down there. Why don't you just put it down? Yeah, I know.
Man. Back when Adam Sandler gave a shit.
He still gives a shit.
Yeah, I mean, probably. But
he gives a shit about what he makes now. It's just he doesn't have to give a shit as much about what producers want because he's the producer.
Well, yeah,
so he gets to make literally
whatever
the movie he wants to make.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about it as I was scrolling through his list of Rotten Tomato scores. Thinking about it, it's probably inaccurate to say, but the first Adam Sandler movie I can recall seeing was 50 First Dates.
Really?
Yeah. That's the first one I can recall seeing.
God damn.
I might have seen another one before that, but the first one that I can remember is 50 First Dates.
Had you seen Lord of the Rings before that one?
I hope so.
I was going to say, what'd you think of Sean Astin's character?
See, I didn't remember Sean Astin was in 50 First Dates.
Do you know that now, though? Or
I don't know who he would have been.
Really?
I haven't seen 50 First Dates in a long time.
He was her brother who was on steroids, who talked with a lisp.
I don't remember that character at all.
Douglas, get off the juice. It's not juice. It's the protein shake. Oh, god damn it. Now I really want you to watch that movie just for Sean Astin's character.
Maybe.
Because I listened to some podcast where I can't remember who was talking about that movie. I think it was Nick Swartzen was talking about that movie because I think he was producing it, helping Adam Sandler make that movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And he said that that Sean Astin doing that lisp for his character was just Sean Astin's idea. That wasn't written into the script at all.
Nice.
And there's like they were a little unsure about that, but it ended up being like an iconic character for him now. For people who've seen it anyway, it's iconic
And can remember. Because I know I've seen 50 First Dates, but I couldn't tell you about that part.
I guess Adam Sandler just doesn't resonate with some people. You know what? Maybe it's because I was younger when I saw it.
But
maybe
here's
you were
the-
too old when you saw it.
Well, here's
Same
the
with
thing.
Happy Gilmore. It doesn't hold a special place in your heart for
I mean,
you.
that may be. But I was going to say, like, I mean, I love, like, the Adam Sandler SNL, like, DVD I've got with all, like, this, like, the Adam Sandler bits.
The best of.
Yeah, the best of. I'm like, I love that. I think those are all great. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it, like...
Did you watch that when you were younger?
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think Adam Sandler hits a very special, important part in your heart when you're young. And if you see anything, like, past a certain age, you just assume it's shit.
I mean...
Like, I wonder if kids nowadays... Well, no, okay, no. I wonder if Ridiculous 6 came out when we were kids. If we'd fucking love it or not.
Maybe.
I'm
Again,
curious.
I mean, probably, because, like, you... Especially with something... Again, I haven't seen Ridiculous 6, so I can't
haven't
really
either.
speak to it. But, you know, I imagine there's a lot of really, like, lowbrow humor.
Right.
So, I mean, when you're a kid, you don't need the highest caliber comedy. You're just like, he made a poop joke. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then you laugh your ass off. And then, like, fucking Master of Disguise I'll bring up as a point. Which, again, I don't want to watch now because I know I won't enjoy it anymore. But as a kid, fucking when he would fart every time he laughed, as a kid, that is hysterical. That is comedy gold right there.
So that, and then also, I'm sure, like, there are jokes that are laid in there that you probably didn't get as a kid. So some movies like that, when you rewatch them over and over and over again, as you're getting older, you start picking up more things from it, and you start getting more from it. So you're constantly remembering how it hit you when you first saw it as a young kid. Yeah. And then you're just getting more out of it as you get older and understand more.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's why this movie is so good for me.
Yeah.
For the first time it made me laugh, all the way through realizing fucking Ben Stiller is in the motherfucker.
Yeah. See this name tag?
You're in my world now, Grandma. Oh, dear. I just like that line. You'll go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
When he keeps threatening her when Happy's there. That was when he put the gun to his head.
Wow, that's a tremendous looking trophy. Oh, do you like the part where he goes into the batting cage and toughens up for hockey practice next year?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that one hurt a little, but I'm all right. Oh, God, that felt good. Yeah. Cut that out, boy. You're making me sick.
And then the kid goes in there to try it.
Awesome. When I recently saw that little kid, before I knew that Nick Swartzen wasn't friends with Happy Gilmore and also Nick Swartzen would have been too old to play that kid. I thought, what if that kid was Nick Swartzen? Because it kind of looks like him.
That would have been perfect.
The origin story.
Yeah. I mean, that's your whole, like, the theory where the Chris Pratt's character in Jurassic World is the kid that Alan threatens with the razor or the raptor claw in Jurassic Park 1, and, like, teaches him, like, you gotta respect nature and everything.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Oh, yeah, if you watch the scene, and, I mean, it makes sense, and the ages between that actor and Chris Pratt they line up.
Right.
So, it could be. They haven't. It's not officially the reason, but
I also don't remember that scene in the first Jurassic Park.
I
never
either.
really got too attached to Jurassic Park.
See, I like Jurassic Park a lot, but, like, I've only seen it all the way through once.
Yeah, that's probably the same for me.
And,
but, like, it never, like, felt like a big deal to me.
I mean,
I was like, yeah, it's a dinosaur movie. I was never big into dinosaurs. I didn't really care about knowing all the different types of dinosaurs.
That's probably why you didn't care for it.
Yeah, but I don't care about golfing, and I fucking love this movie.
That's fair. That's fair.
Although I would be lying if I said I haven't tried to go to a driving range and golf the same swing as Happy Gilmore and tore a rotator cuff.
Nicely done.
Let's talk about the taste this movie would play to.
Adam
We
Sandler.
did a good job at finally killing time.
Yeah, there we go. Now what are we up to? 45
50
minutes?
That sailed by pretty good now. Now
Yeah.
we're in the sweet spot.
Yeah, we're back to where. God, again, I was listening to the Mortal Kombat one, and at the hour mark, I was like, "Well, we're actually at the 53-ish minute mark." I'm like, "Well, we're probably wrapping up." So I'm going to say, this thought that I had earlier, and there was another like half an hour of the podcast.
Well, you know how it goes.
That's how we do. Yeah.
I was worried we were going to wrap up at 30 minutes for this podcast.
I mean, the Halloween one is 30 minutes. So.
Yeah, well, that was our first one. Nope, second one. How long's the Monty Python one?
One day, you fine folk will find out.
No, they won't.
Fine folk will find out.
Hey, why don't I just go eat some hay?
Anyways, no, I mean, if you like Adam Sandler movies,
Right.
you've
Or if you're an
probably-
SNL fan, even.
Yeah.
There's a lot of SNL people who appear in this movie.
Kevin Nealon.
Right. Well, I guess there's not a lot, but there's a few.
There's two.
There's more than two. There's got to be more than two. But I can't think of them right now.
I mean, Adam
That
Sandler
really
movies.
fucks with me. Okay, if you're a Judd Apatow fan, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, they were roommates together for a
Who?
long time.
Adam
Judd
Sandler?
Apatow and Adam Sandler.
Oh.
They were roommates for a while in L.A. No, I think it was either in New York or L.A. I can't remember which.
Interesting.
I think it was L.A. though, because they were both doing stand-up comedy. I could be wrong though.
I do not know.
Well, anyway,
You're the one providing these facts.
I knew they were writing partners because Judd Apatow also wrote Big Daddy with Adam Sandler, I believe.
Yeah, I did not know any of that.
Well, that's why Judd Apatow wrote that movie Funny People.
Yeah.
And Adam Sandler's the main character of that and stuff.
Who was the other guy in Funny People?
Seth Rogen.
That's right. I thought it was Seth Rogen, but in my head I'm like, maybe not. Was James Franco in there anywhere?
No.
Wow.
Fuck James Franco. Well, he might be a small character, but he wasn't any of the big ones.
Well, yeah, I mean, he doesn't need to be. He was a bit part in Sausage Party as well.
Who was he in Sausage Party?
He was the human that they kill. The first human that the food kills when they go back to the store and they drop the guy's head off. He's like the stoner guy who does the bath salts
really?
and then sees them come to life.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was James Franco.
Interesting. Okay. That is weird that he got such a small part then.
Yeah. In a fucking Seth Rogen movie.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, that one was a movie.
I actually didn't mind it. I minded the end scene because I went to the theaters to watch it with my parents.
Ooh.
I was sitting in between them.
So, I went and saw it with Nick, and we were both just like, Well, at least I was just like, ooh, okay. That's,
this is happening right now.
yes. Orgy. Food orgy, if you haven't seen it.
And also, if when you make a plate of food and you like having everything put separately, you don't like anything touching anything, that scene's not for you. So cautious Thanksgiving eaters, beware.
For reasons you might not expect.
Yeah, but I mean, this
Oh,
type
you
of
know
movie,
now.
it totally plays to any type of Happy Madison movie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, same type of humor that you'd find in a Chris Farley movie like Tommy Boy or Black Sheep or something.
I don't know if it's the same kind of humor. Chris Farley and Adam Sandler have a different kind of humor. Chris Farley's is
it's
more
not-
physical.
But it's not none of it's going to go over your head, is what I'm saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
Unless you're a 4-year-old, in which case, keep watching it for a few more years and you'll just start getting more shit from
Oh
it.
shit, that was Ben Stiller.
Exactly.
It's that guy from Dodgeball.
Yeah. I bet that's where he got the inspiration for the mustache in Dodgeball.
Possibly.
Possibly. Let's talk about does it live up to the hype? I mean, sadly, I know in your case.
I mean, kind of. It was funny,
Yeah.
but it wasn't hysterical.
Would you call it a good movie?
Yeah, it was a
That's
good
what
movie.
I'm looking for. I mean, I think it's great.
The question was, does it live up to the hype? Not is it a good movie?
Well, that's the second question. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah,
Would you watch it again?
probably.
If it was just on TV at a random place, would you put it on?
I mean, Maybe. I don't know. TV, like cable TV in that sense is kind of... I mean, I don't remember the last time I sat down and just flipped through channels.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
So I'm like...
Likes cable.
Yeah. See, like...
Costing me money.
I'm like, I know the show I want to watch is on this day at this time, so I'll be watching it, but...
Oh, I don't even do that.
Oh, see, like last week tonight I watch Game of Thrones comes out in a couple weeks.
Well, see, you can just stream all those anyway.
Well, yeah, that too, but you can stream them same time.
Right, yeah.
So you got to pay attention to when they fucking air.
I suppose. But it's not
Because
like
I'm not
thinking
fucking
about...
falling a day behind on Game of Thrones. She comes out on a Sunday.
Okay. I still got to watch the last season before I watch the new season. I also got to figure out how to get HBO again.
Ask Nick.
Ask Nick.
Yeah, see
Why?
Phil. I don't know. He's probably got it.
I guess he's got it.
Either one. Either Nick.
Is he paying for it? I know Laud is just getting it from his dad's plan. I was
Oh.
getting it from my mom, and they fucking downgraded. Is Nick really paying for HBO? Your brother?
No, but my mom is.
Oh, shit. You want to hit me up with that code?
I don't know what it is. Because I use Molly's.
You use what?
Molly's?
Oh, okay. I'll talk to
HBO.
Nick.
Molly's HBO. Not the...
Use Molly's what? What else could that have been?
No, like... the drug Molly's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I use so many Molly's, I just think I'm watching HBO.
I just take them until Game of Thrones happens in front of me.
All right. I mean, that's really all our talking points for Happy Gilmore. I think we've kind of exhausted them all.
We have.
I don't even know if we can quote any more of the movie. If we start quoting more of it, we'll just remake the movie.
Yeah. I want your husband to star in a shot-for-shot remake of Liar Liar for my amusement. Which is the joke I went to when you mentioned that we remake the movie.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
At first, I was waiting for the Adam Sandler reference, but I was like, "Oh, right, I remember that from Family Guy."
Family Guy. Why are you naked in my house? Why aren't you?
You're all right, Griffin.
So,
Oh, look at this. When making references to the film, use time code for listeners.
fuck
Sorry,
you guys.
Go fuck yourselves. Go watch the movie. It's on Netflix for now.
By the time this episode goes up, it will not be on Netflix anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, fucking dig into your bin of VHSs. It's probably in there.
Probably. If not, go to the Walmart bargain bin of DVDs. It'll probably be in there. No, one thing that's listed up there that we don't ever do. Yeah, I know we're not quite to the end, but if there's any movies you guys think we should watch,
Yeah.
shoot them our ways. Yeah, see, stuff for like Adam Sandler and comedies and shit. It's usually better to go to audience score instead of the thermometer.
Tomato meter? Thermometer.
Thermometer.
It just says tomato meter.
It doesn't.
They just made it one word. It's tomato meter.
They should have dropped the thermometer. They should have dropped the T-O.
It would just sound like Mike Tyson saying thermometer then. The thermometer. 85% of people like this movie.
Yeah, and that's an audience score, not the critic score, which makes sense.
Let's see. Critics. The comedy is never more than sudden, outsized explosions of violence from the otherwise placid, childlike Happy. But director Dugan maximizes the laughs through careful timing and counterpoint.
I mean,
that's kind of weird to just totally take it out of Adam Sandler's hands and say he has nothing to do with why the movie's funny.
yeah, but I mean, editing is also important for comedies.
I guess, but it's not.
What do you mean
everything.
you guess?
I mean, it is, but it's not everything. You also have to have a funny performance.
Oh yeah, no, obviously, but I mean, editing is also very important. There are about
to say Adam Sandler did all that shit without the thought that this might be edited together is ridiculous.
Okay,
also,
that's fair.
Superior disposable comedy. Rough.
I like the one next to it. There are about 3 minutes of funny material in Happy Gilmore, and pretty much all of them are in the trailer.
Ooh,
Top critic.
Rough. Actually, I want to watch the trailer real quick.
All right.
I don't think I've ever seen a trailer for Happy Gilmore.
And you know what? Apparently, that guy's criticism has never changed. Because not that guy specifically, I'm saying like that shit still happens where comedies, all the good parts are in the trailer to get you in the seat. and then it sucks.
So on YouTube, I just looked up the Happy Gilmore trailer, and for the channel Movie Clips Classic Trailers, they've titled the video Happy Gilmore Official Trailer #1 Christopher McDonald Movie.
You know, the star of Happy Gilmore, Christopher McDonald.
Oh boy. Here, let me turn that off.
Yeah, we are not sponsored by these people, so we're not even going to mention their name, whose ad is playing before this video.
Yeah, I really had to sprint to that volume button though to turn it off.
You had to go fast.
Have you seen the Sonic movie?
No, when are they launching a trailer for that shit?
I don't know. Let's not worry about that right now.
Have you seen what Sonic looks like?
I have.
It's terrifying.
Let's worry about this for now.
All right.
Years, golf has been a gentleman's game, a game of tradition, etiquette, and above all, sportsmanship. Until now.
Y'all ready for this?
This is the most 90s shit.
Mrs. Gilmore owes the IRS $270,000. We're gonna have to sell the house to someone else.
But she's an old lady. I mean, look at her. She's old.
He discovered a new talent.
She's like 400 yards away.
It's unbelievable. Now he's going from the links.
See if you can outdrive the amazing golf ball whacker guy.
I forgot about that.
He's got the swing.
Did you know that the homeless guy is Alan Covert, the guy who plays the roommate from Little Nicky, the bald roommate who's the actor?
Okay.
And he's also the main character of Grandma's Boy.
Huh.
He's got the drive. He's got the balls. Oh, God, I hurt a little, but I'm all right. What a large and economically diverse crowd here at Invitational. I guess it's the new tour sensation, Happy Gilmore.
Hey, if I saw myself in clothes like those, I'd have to kick my own ass.
And while he's trying to keep Granny out of the rest home,
I'm telling you, this place is perfect. You're gonna make friends in no time.
he's driving the game of golf. Why didn't you just go home? That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me. Straight into the ground. Damn you people, this is golf.
I'm Bob Barker. Looks like you and I are going to be playing together today.
This guy sucks.
All right, let's go.
Universal Pictures presents Adam Sandler
The price is wrong, Bob.
as golf's
Okay.
missing link. Happy Gilmore.
The trailer just ends with the fight with Bob Barker.
Yeah, that's a horrible trailer. Now that I'm
It
looking
was
at it.
okay. That trailer was epitome of the 90s right there.
Yeah, like
It had the
voice.
voiceover.
Yeah. He was skating on thin ice.
And of course, it's a sports movie. It's a sports comedy, so of course they have to say, and he has the balls.
Right, I know.
Get it? The balls.
Horrible. Yeah, that was a really bad trailer.
That was awful.
It didn't even like get the tone of the movie at all.
No.
It made it seem like super like gregarious and like I don't know.
Slapstick.
Yeah.
Way more slap. There's some slapstick, but way more slapstick than in that trailer.
Yeah. Like that trailer, like the actual movie would be highbrow compared to what that trailer made it look like.
100%. 100%. Price is wrong, Bob.
And then when they did like the punching at the end, they like slowed it down. They didn't use any of the actual audio from the movie.
Yeah, it was weird. It's a classic 90s trailer.
I almost wonder if like the movie got shelved for a minute, but they released the trailer early on, like before they finished doing the audio for the movie. Or
Probably. I
something
mean,
weird.
that always happens.
Yeah, it's weird though. It's just
always,
it's weird.
You always release trailers before it's done.
Yeah, I guess you got to build the hype early.
Exactly.
And that's also before Adam Sandler was Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
All he had at that point was fucking Billy Madison, Airheads,
SNL.
and Bulletproof and SNL.
Yeah. So,
Excuse me.
you're excused.
Sorry, right at the end I burped. That's uncool. All right, we've hit an hour and 5 minutes. I think that's a good time to wrap it up at.
Yeah, that's again. So if you have any film suggestions for us,
Fucking write them in the comments.
all handful of you currently listening.
Nick, tell us what you want us to watch next. I think Nick, your brothers are only like.
I think Kate watches something.
I think she shares them but doesn't listen.
Close enough. I'll take it. Anybody who either of us know personally who might actually be listening to this for us.
Mom, John's mom. I know you didn't like the first one, but
she's not listening to these. If you are, Mom, you can correct me after you hear this one.
You know what? If she's not listening, you can call her whatever you want. What have you been wanting to say to your mother? Go ahead, tell her.
Mom, I appreciate you so much.
You too, Mom. But yeah, Nick, just text me later and tell me what you want us to watch.
I know you're listening.
Yeah, that's it. What episode are we gonna do after this?
Next will be so you find folks might be getting a little Mortal Kombat fatigued.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. With the original Mortal Kombat movie and then the Mortal Kombat fan casting episode. Well, guess what's coming up next? Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Right.
But
and
only
this
because
won't be in context for any people because right now we have 0 listeners. So
yeah,
if we do happen to get a ton of listeners and someone's listening to our back catalog, it's gonna be like, why did they do so many Mortal Kombat episodes all at once?
Yes, but Nick, since you're listening to this week to week, you'll understand.
He'll be at the recording.
Yeah, our biggest fan. Wow, we already got them on the podcast.
It took a long time. It kind of did. It took 10 weeks.
Well, 10 weeks of releasing. We've been recording this shit since before October. Like, it had to have been before October of last year.
We were talking about it before October. We didn't start recording until October, though.
Okay, yeah, because I guess the newest Halloween still had a couple weeks before it released when we recorded Halloween.
Right, and I think the movie came out like the 18th of October. It was like mid-October when it finally came out.
Something like that. We're already dating ourselves.
We're talking about October of 2015, people?
Yes.
No, 2018. I almost said 2017.
But, yeah, so next week we're doing Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Mm-hmm. The ever classic.
For all the enthusiasm, if you go back and listen to the Mortal Kombat one, all my enthusiasm for that movie is pissed all over in MK Annihilation.
Number 2 on the billing list, number 1 in your heart, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Jake, where can the good people find you? I also noticed recently that your Twitter handle has changed.
Yes, it has.
So your old jokes about people not knowing how to spell Jocko Linguini don't work anymore.
Well, yeah, because I realized that might be hard to spell. And also, just for the hell of it, I wanted it just to be my name anyway. And then I realized, I can make the username whatever I want.
Yes.
So my Twitter handle is Jake_Lavoy, just JakeLavoy. I still feel the need to spell it because I've been called Levan before, or LeVay. I've gotten Lavery once or twice.
Interesting.
It's been bad. Yeah, name is Jake the Boy. Handle is Jake_Lavoy. It's like that for Instagram now too.
All right, and I'm at Rosendoom2 on Twitter. JR is what my name is, but it's at Rosendoom2 on Twitter.
Never mind.
Yeah. And then I can never remember my Instagram handle. I'm Rosendoom1 on Instagram.
The actual number 1? You're
not
the first Rosendoom?
No, Rosendoom, the number 1. But don't put the.
Hit them with the 1s and the 2s, John.
Rosendoom1. And we are... let me pull this shit.
At
Wasn't ready.
LTTS Podcast.
Yes, at LTTS Podcast on Twitter and Late to the Podcast on Instagram.
Ooh, we should consolidate those two. Why are they different? Why did we do that?
I think I tried making Late to the Show on Instagram, and to me, I don't know. I think Late to the Podcast looks nicer.
Right? Can we do LTTS Podcast though on Instagram?
We could, but I think, like I literally just said, I think Late to the Podcast looks nicer spelled out. I get it for a short handle for like Twitter, but I think Late to the Podcast spelled out looks.
Right, I'm just saying we should consolidate them for both
Okay.
services.
Well,
So
well,
maybe
well,
on Twitter we should change Twitter to match the Instagram one.
Or we can change the Twitter. We can discuss.
All right, guys. Mom and Dad have to talk for a minute, so we're gonna leave you here. Next week is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I don't say Annihilation because that's what I say.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Annihilation. And so, yeah, that's it. And
Don't be late. Don't be late.
I'm late.
No, you got here right on time.
No, I'm late.
It's the Late Show.
Sorry, I'm late.
You're too late.
A wizard is never late.
Can I help you? Yeah, I want to see the show.
But not to come late.
You are late.
Late, man. Always late, huh?
The hour grows late.
But is he already too late to save his friends?
You're late. I'm not paying for this.
You're too late.
And I'm like, dude,
Fine. Let's call it that.
I would say yes, it lives up to the hype. What little hype I had for it was pretty damn good.